Good morning, McNair academic students and staff, and welcome to McNair's annual Asian American Assembly. We are incredibly excited to showcase the variety of cultures found in our very own student body. Today we'll be presenting a snapshot of 7 Asian cultures, including Korean, Vietnamese, South Asian, Filipino, Japanese, and Chinese cultures. So without further ado, let me present to you our MCs, Vedanti Patel and Ashmi Shirsat. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Guys, first off, we have the Korean Culture Club, who will be presenting an animated reading of the Korean folktale known as The Rabbit's Judgment.
Long ago, a tiger was searching a forest for food when he fell into a deep pit. He leaped and clawed at the pit, trying to escape, but it was in vain. The sides of the pit were too steep. At last, the tiger gave up and called for help, but no one came. The next day, the tiger called out until he was hoarse, but no one heard him. He collapsed in the bottom of the pit, exhausted and starving. With no way out, he knew he'd surely die. But just then, he heard footsteps. "Help!" called the tiger, and in a few moments he saw a face looking down at him from the edge of the pit. "A tiger!" cried a man, jumping back. "Help!" said the tiger. "Help me and I'll be indebted to you for life." "I'd help you," said the man, "and I sympathize with your plight, but you'll only eat me once you're out of there. I'm sorry, but I must be on my way." "Please don't leave," said the tiger. "I swear that I won't eat you. I'll be forever grateful," he begged. The tiger sounded so pitiful and sincere that the man went back to the pit. He gauged its depth, then searched the woods until he found a fallen tree. He pushed it down to the pit so that one end was at the bottom and the other at the top. The tiger climbed out and instantly pounced on the man, his mouth watering and stomach growling with hunger. "Wait, you promised you wouldn't eat me. Is this how you show your gratitude to the man who saved you?" cried the man. "I'm starving," said the tiger. "What do I care about a promise when I haven't eaten in 2 days?" "Wait," asked the man. "Ask that tree if it's fair for you to eat me. That's the least you could do for the person who saved you." And so they went and explained their situation to the tree. "What do men know of fairness and gratitude?" said the tree. "You use us for shade, cut off our branches, and burn them to cook your meals and heat your homes. When we're fully grown, you chop us down to build temples, homes, ships, furniture, and tools. You used a shovel with a wooden handle to dig that pit. Where is your gratitude and fairness, man?" "You should eat him, Tiger," said the tree. "Well, I think the answer is clear," said Tiger, smacking his lips. Just then, an ox passed by, and the man cried, "Wait, this tree clearly bears ill will towards men, so let's ask that ox to judge." The tiger grudgingly agreed, and so they presented their case to the ox. "You should eat him at once, Tiger," said the ox. "We spend our entire lives working hard for men. We carry their loads on our backs and pull their heavy plows for their planting. Then they slaughter us and they eat our flesh. They use our skins to make all kinds of things. Do we hear their gratitude? Is their treatment of us just? I say you eat him," said the ox. "I'm clearly in the right," said Tiger. "Now I can eat you with a clear conscience." The man had succumbed to his fate when a rabbit passed by. "Wait," cried the man. "Now what?" roared the tiger. "Let's ask that rabbit to judge our case." "Please, Tiger," begged the man. "Fine, but what's the use when you know the answer will be the same?" "Please," the man continued to beg. The tiger grudgingly agreed. "This is the last time. I'm starving." So they told their story to the rabbit, who listened intently. He said, "If I'm to make a wise judgment, I'll have to see the origin of your disagreement. Take me to the pit and show me what happened." Back at the pit, the rabbit looked down and stroked his ear like a magistrate stroking his beard. "While the pit is deep, I can't see exactly where you both were. Get into your original positions and I can make a judgment," said the rabbit. So the tiger leaped down into the pit, and the rabbit and the man looked down at him. "Something still isn't right," said Rabbit. "This tree wasn't here at first, was it?" The man said no, and pulled the tree out of the pit and rolled it to the side. "I see," said the rabbit. "Tiger, you were stuck down there, and man, you were up here, coming to investigate the tiger's cries for help. Now that you're in your original positions, I can judge this case." "What's your decision?" said Tiger. Well, the rabbit said, "Your disagreement was the result of the man helping you out of this pit. Before the man helped you, there was no disagreement. Therefore, if you return to your original positions, the disagreement will disappear." "What?" said the tiger. The rabbit said, "If the man had not shown kindness to you, Tiger, then this problem would have never happened. No one should be punished for kindness, and so my judgment is that the man should go on his way and you stay in the pit." And with that, the rabbit hopped away.
show us an upbeat mix of dance styles and songs from all over India. Watch out because you just might recognize some of these songs.
Sapamagata kita tadi midirana. Sapamagata kita tadi midirana. Sa rigata bari, rigani sa rigata bari. Sapamaga mama ga paga gari sanisa, gari sanisa. Don't test me ante. Say yeah yeah yeah. Kita tadi midirana. Karisa, karisa, karisa. Karigasa, sa karigasa, sa karigasa. Karisa, karisa, dariba, karisa, darisa, dariba, magaba, risa, 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 riba, gaba, risa, risa, riba, gaba, risa, riba, baba, riba, baba, riba, baba, riba, baba, da, riba, baba, basa, da.
रचिलो साज सजिलो शुभ घड़ी छे आवी आछा आछा टमटमाता शमणाओ छे लावी ओ लावी ओ लावी ए रंगलो मरना ए थाई थाई शुभारंभ मंगल बेला आई सपनों की डहरी पे दिल की बाजी रे शहनाई शहनाई सज सजिलो शुभ घड़ी छे आवी आछा आछा टमटमाता शमणाओ छे लावी ओ लावी धिंकड़ाक आजा उड़ के सराट पैरों से भीड़ी जरा खोल गाड़ी संग ढोल बाजे धाय धाय धम धम धाय गाड़ी संग ढोल बाजे धाय 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 धम धम नीलो नागर बिंदो छोड़ उतारो नहीं कसूरे माय दिल सीता छुवे बात सीता तेरे किनारे छुवे सांवत मरनी बात
कोई कहे कहता रहे कितना भी हमको दीवाना। कोई कहे कहता रहे कितना भी हमको दीवाना। हम लोगों की ठोकर में है ये ज़माना। बिगड़े दुनिया बिगड़ने भी दो, झगड़े दुनिया झगड़ने भी दो, लड़े जो दुनिया लड़ने भी दो। हम अपनी धुन पे गाओ, दुनिया रूठे रूठने दो, बंधन टूटे टूटने दो, कोई छूटे छूटने दो, ना घबराओ। लो होश नमी दानम, हम है दिल है और जानम, बस दीवानगी 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 है। ना कोई रहसन ना रहबर, ये इल्जाम लगे किस पर, बस दीवानगी 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 है।
बड़े ही कम शब्दों में आपको सुनाना चाहता हूँ उस साल का लोकप्रिय गीत ये
Control. Wait a minute.
बीन बजाती हुई नागिन।
Yeah. तेरे लिए ही तो सिग्नल तोड़ ताड़ के आया दिल्ली वाली गर्लफ्रेंड जोड़ जाड़ के
तेरी अखियों का इशारा मुझे बहुत लगे तू तो मजनू आवारा माय गॉड लगे
और किसने वादे खा के अपनी पॉकेट मनी बता के आया तेरे लिए पैसे ऐसे तोड़ ताड़ के घर वालों को भी पाई जाए बोल बाल के आया दिल्ली वाली गर्लफ्रेंड जोड़ जाड़ के तेरे लिए ही तो सिग्नल तोड़ ताड़ के आया दिल्ली वाली गर्लफ्रेंड जोड़ जाड़ के
हाई एंड गड्डियां 150 ਤੇ ਛੱਡੀਆਂ ਜੱਟ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਨਜ਼ਰਾਂ ਹਟੇਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਹਾਈ ਐਂਡ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ 150 ਤੇ ਛੱਡੀਆਂ ਜੱਟ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਨਜ਼ਰਾਂ ਹਟੇਰੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ
ਡੱਕਦੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਨੱਚਣੇ ਤੋਂ ਡੱਕਦੀ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਨੱਚਣੇ ਤੋਂ ਸੰਗ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਐ ਸੰਗ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਐ ਜੇ ਨੱਚਣਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲੀ ਐਵੇਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਐ ਹੋਰ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਤੇਰੇ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਨੱਚਣਾ ਹੋਰ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਤੇਰੇ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਨੱਚਣਾ ਹੋਰ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਤੇਰੇ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਨੱਚਣਾ
दहलीज पे मेरे दिल की जो रखे तूने कदम तेरे नाम पे मेरी जिंदगी लिख दी मेरे हमदम सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना सीखा मैंने जीना मेरे हमदम ना सीखा कभी जीना जीना कैसे जीना ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना हमदम ओ आसमान मिला जमीन को मेरी आधे आधे पूरे हम तेरे नाम पे मेरी जिंदगी लिख दी मेरे हमदम सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना सीखा मैंने जीना मेरे हमदम ना सीखा कभी जीना जीना कैसे जीना ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना हमदम
That was an incredible performance, guys. Now we'd like to thank McNair for giving us this opportunity to share our culture. Unfortunately, not everyone is as accepting. So let's take a moment to dive into the issues that the AAPI community has been facing and hear from Amanpreet about the farmers' protests happening in India.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence is quiet.
It's a cold and rainy night. It's not a problem for us though, we're all warm and snuggly inside.
But sadly, the farmers of India that are protesting right now can't share the same luxury. Farmers from Punjab and all around India have been protesting for over 200 days now, since September of 2020. But why, you may ask? The farmers are doing it to protest against the 3 farm bills passed by India in 2020, which include the government relaxing the restrictions on farming, the government taking away the marketing system and instead giving ownership to businesses, and the government making it almost impossible for farmers to go take legal action against these businesses if they were to wrong the farmers. These bills were quote-unquote meant to improve the lifestyle and income of farmers, but all they've seemed to have done is take the government out of the equation and make it so the businesses, these corporations, have the power to pay the farmers what they want, even if it is not enough for them to get by. So as a result, hundreds of thousands of farmers have marched from their homes to Delhi, the capital, to protest directly in front of Prime Minister Modi's home. And it wasn't a very safe path at all. They were met by tear gas, water cannons, as well as police brutality and barricades for what? A peaceful protest. But in the end, they were successfully able to march and make it to Delhi, and they have been camping outside of the borders for the past 200 days. They endured harsh winters, and they are most likely going to have to endure the hot, sweltering summers of 2021. Negotiation talks have been going on, but so far nothing has been made finalized from either party, and it doesn't look like anything's going to happen anytime soon either. So until then, the farmers have months upon months of rations, and many more are coming in, and they will be there for as long as they have to be in order to get what they deserve. And not just the farmers of India, people throughout the world have been protesting, even in our home in New Jersey, to other countries as well. Everyone around the world has come together to come support these farmers in their fight against the Indian government and their rights. Along with the police brutality and the tear gassing, there have been almost 300 deaths of farmers through these 6 months as they tried to survive through these harsh winters, and things are only going to get worse as there are not many accommodations for the hot summers within their tents. And if you'd like to know more or simply want to help out, you can check out various social media pages that have the names Kisan in the title, as well as check out Khalsa Aid, KHALSA Aid, as well as a GoFundMe pages started for the Kisan movement throughout Google. Around the world, things have been different for Sikhs and Punjabis, not only in India but also in our home country of the United States with the Indianapolis shooting at the FedEx facility. More than half the people that were killed that day were of Sikh Punjabi descent, and in fact the worker knew that over 80% of the FedEx facility was worked on by Punjabis. He had previously had guns taken away from him, and he was known to be researching in white supremacy, yet he had gotten off of simply mental illness charges and is now roaming free with no justice being done to those whose families have been lost. So there's a lot of justice that needs to be done in the world, and we're hoping that through spreading awareness we're able to make things better one step at a time.
Thanks for teaching us about that important topic, guys. Next up, we have the Vietnamese culture section, where James Wu, Ada Wong, Robin Long, Thailand Tran, and Melody May will teach us a little something about their culture.
When you think of Asia, the first country that comes to mind is probably China, Japan, or Korea, right? Well, Asia is huge and is home to many different people and cultures, including Vietnam.
What I really like about Vietnam is that it's shaped like the letter S and is inhabited by more than 96 million people.
So many people. With a country that populated, there's surely going to be a difference in culture. Vietnam's culture can be divided into 3 different regions, Bac, Nam, and Hue, and our language has several different dialects. The 3 major ones are Hanoi, Hue, and Saigon.
Yeah, and here's a sentence spoken in the Saigon dialect. Con rắn đang đi về tới cái gì á?
In Hanoi dialect, it sounds like this.
Con rắn đang đi về tới cái gì á?
The Hue dialect, courtesy of my mom, sounds like this.
Con rắn đang đi về tới cái gì ạ?
Whoa, this will sound pretty different.
Well, the Vietnamese language has been influenced by the French and Chinese. For example, cheese is le fromage in French, and phô mai in Vietnamese. Soap is le savon, and sa bông. Coffee is le café and café.
A lot of words in Vietnamese are also of Sino origin, so it makes sense that some words would be pronounced nearly the same.
In the case of Dien Nom, the Vietnamese use of Chinese characters, words in both Chinese and Vietnamese look and sound the same. Nữ for nữ, ba for ba.
In Cantonese, Hoc San means Hobson.
But some words have the same written form and are pronounced differently. Shia for help and yi for nhức. Some words that are written differently might sound similar. Gia ren and gia đình.
There are those who study this dead writing system to keep it from being erased completely. You can probably find written works in things such as poems, scrolls, and architecture.
Next is food.
It's about time. Vietnamese food is delicious and healthy because every meal contains vegetables. I never knew I liked vegetables that much.
The most popular are banh mi and pho, which you might have heard of. Banh mi is a Vietnamese sandwich and pho is a Vietnamese noodle soup.
What about drinks?
Well, there's dada or iced tea. Compared to American iced tea, it's not as sweet, but if you have a sweet tooth, you might consider duc mia or sugarcane juice.
Ooh, I want to try. What are some good Vietnamese recommendations near here?
If you want to try authentic Vietnamese cuisine here in New Jersey, there's New Thanh Hoai and Thanh Hương. Now let's talk about pop culture. Here's some traditional Vietnamese songs. First is Bolero.
Tình cha ấm áp như vầng thái dương, ngọt ngào như dòng nước trôi đầu nguồn.
The second is Cải Lương.
Trời ơi, bởi sắc cơ giữa chiến trường thọ tiền, nên gió đông sơ đành chia tay vĩnh viễn bạch thu.
There are also New Year songs, which is also known as Tết songs. Speaking of Tết songs, Melody Mai is going to sing Ngày Tết Việt Nam.
Hoa đào hoa mai thắm hương xuân, những cành hoa mang phước lòng. Gia đình về đây ghé nhau nghe một năm mới với bao niềm vui. Xuân về ngoài sân ngát hương thơm, mái nhà cùng nhau ấm lòng. Nghe tình xuân thắm trong lời ca, hạnh phúc men say lòng ta. Đón chào nan xuân với đời, những lời yêu thương chúc mừng. Cho trẻ thơ khoe áo xinh xinh, một năm mới ước mơ tuyệt vời. Tết Tết mứt và hạt dưa, chiếc bánh dày bánh chưng cùng mâm trà thơm. Tết Tết chúc mọi người luôn luôn phát tài thiên thần, gặp nhiều may mắn. Tết Tết tâm thiệp đầu năm, bên phong bì thắm tươi rộn ra niềm vui. Tết Tết quay quần cùng nhau, đến gia đình đón xuân ngày Tết Việt Nam.
That was awesome, Melody. Of course, what would any culture be without its fashion? Like what I'm wearing, a popular traditional garment DALLY. It translates to long shirt.
My family wears it on Tết. What do people wear daily?
Well, in the streets of Vietnam, it is common to see people wearing broad, cone-shaped hats made out of straw. These are the Nong La. Not only are they fashionable, but also functional. They serve as protection against the weather, baskets, and are symbols of love.
In the South, the traditional garment is the ao ba ba, which is collarless elbow-length sleeve, torso-length shirt with silk pants accompanied by the nong la.
Interesting. In the North, the traditional garment is the ao tu ten, which is a 4-part garment and a flat round hat.
It doesn't seem very practical. It's probably only worn on special occasions like the ao yai.
In the late 1900s, the Saigon style became very popular. Women would wear straight dresses and headbands, and men would wear button-up shirts and straight pants. To showcase the Saigon style, next we'll have a dance to the popular Vietnamese modern song An Long La Li Ya by Tai Long and Robin.
Mặt trời thường không trái đêm đâu, baby girl. Cùng yêu như phút ban đầu, gặp em đúng là tia sét ban ngày. Chẳng cần phải đoán xem ai đang say, chẳng điều gì mới, vì là anh thôi. Chờ đợi em không lại xóa cả cuộc đời, chờ anh theo với cùng đi muôn nơi, vài giây trong chính trái tim biết nghe lời. Và bởi vì chưa đến lúc mất đi mới thấy lo, chừng nhớ đến những gì mình đã có. Không sao đâu nắng mắt trên người ta, chuyện gì cũng qua anh chẳng bao giờ nói dối. Anh sẽ luôn là lý do rồi nhẹ đi mọi biến to cho bờ môi đó sẽ mãi tươi cười. Anh vẫn luôn là lý do che chở em khỏi bão to cho bờ môi đó sẽ mãi tươi cười.
Incredible job! Vietnam has such a rich and fascinating culture. We wish we could show you more, but we hope you guys liked it. Thank you!
It was really fun to learn about Vietnamese culture. Now for a Chinese culture presentation from Ada Wong, and singing performances from the Mandarin 3 class and Grace and Umar.
Welcome to the Chinese Heritage presentation. My name's Ada, and today we're going to be talking about Chinese media, the 2 main dialects, and the different types of Chinese cuisine. So, let's begin. Chinese dialects. Mandarin and Cantonese are considered the 2 most spoken dialects of the Chinese language, though Mandarin is the official state language and more common. The difference is how they're pronounced. For example, if you spoke in Mandarin to me, I would have no clue what you'd be saying. But if someone repeated that same phrase back to me in Cantonese, I'd be able to understand it. There's also different variants of each dialect, so even people who speak within the same dialect may have some issue with understanding each other. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Chinese media. A famous example of Chinese media is The Art of War, a strategy book, and I'm sure most of us have heard of Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. The music industry is also booming, with popular bands such as Beyond and singers like Alan Tam, Teresa Ten, and Joey Young. Mandopop and Cantopop refer to popular music in their respective dialect. If you're interested in watching movies in either Mandarin or Cantonese, Netflix has a wide selection of both. The 8 Great Cuisines. There are 8 cuisines that originate from China known as the 8 Great Cuisines. Though there's many more than just these 8, they're considered to be the tastiest by Chinese chefs and have grown popular with their own unique flavors. For time's sake, we're only going to be talking about Cantonese cuisine today. Cantonese cuisine. This cuisine is found in the Guangdong province. Since the province is along the South China Sea coast, seafood is a common staple. Some examples are Cantonese seafood soup, mantis shrimp, and steamed fish. Other staples are steamed egg custard, congee, and various soups. Water spinach is a common side dish. A subset of dishes called dim sum are also very popular. There's yao tiu, a deep-fried strip of dough. Sometimes it's rolled in rice noodles with scallion and dipped in peanut soy sauce. This is called jialang, one of the dim sum dishes and one of my personal favorites. Another dish is tasiu, a Chinese barbecue pork and popular in Cantonese cuisine. It's seasoned with honey and a variety of spices. Tasiu is commonly found at places called siumei, which are basically Chinese butchers. There are several to be found on the streets of Chinatown. It directly translates to fork roasted, as ta means fork and siu means burnt. Here are a list of some other, less commonly known cuisines from different parts of China. Sai, thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed this presentation and will enjoy the rest of the show.
Baby, take my hand, I just want to be your husband, 'cause I'm your Iron Man, and I love you 3000. Baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to be something straight out of a Hollywood movie.
拿起照片，从没读几遍，就一片黑的天，时间还有限，记忆的时间，我的心里，埋在心里真不告诉你。Baby, take my hand, I just wanna be your husband, 'cause you're my Iron Man, and I love you 3000. Baby, take a chance, 'cause I want this to be something straight out of a Hollywood movie. Da 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 da. 请不要对我破坏这 da 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 da. 请不要对我破坏这 da 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 da. 我爱你3千。 你问我爱你有多深，我爱你有几分，我的情也真，我的爱也真，月亮代表我的心。你问我爱你有多深，我爱你有几分，我的情，我的爱不必月亮代表我的心。
轻轻的一个吻，已经打动我的心，深深的一段情，叫我心到如今。你问我爱你有多深，我爱你有几分。
你去想一想，你去看一看，月亮代表我的心。
轻轻的一个吻，已经打动我的心，深深的一段情，叫我心到如今。
你问我爱你有多深，我爱你有几分。你去想一想，你去看一看，月亮代表我的心。你去想一想，你去看一看，月亮代表我的心。
Wow, that was an incredible performance, guys, and amazing singing. Now let's learn a little bit about Japanese culture from Bridget Williams, Elena Malott, and Rion Chiba.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Japanese section of the Asian American Heritage Assembly. Today we would like to share parts of Japanese culture and tradition with you all.
The first section is places to visit. The first place is Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is the tallest mountain in Japan. It is technically a stratovolcano which is built above alternate layers of lava and ash. It is one of the three holy mountains, with Mount Haku and Mount Tate. It is unusually very symmetrical and is known for its beauty. It is fairly easy to climb, even for beginners, and is a popular destination for tourists and locals alike.
Our next location is temples and shrines. Temples are Buddhist, while shrines are Shinto. Whichever one you go to, there are proper mannerisms you have to follow when visiting. Upon entering, you have to bow to pay your respects at the gate. You have to wash your hands and rinse your mouth, and you should also make offerings in the form of money. The amount is up to you, but most give 5 or 10 yen. Praying and visiting these temples is more out of tradition than a firm belief in the religion for most Japanese people.
The next place is Shinjuku. Shinjuku is a city in Tokyo which is commonly referred to as the large entertainment, business, and shopping area in Shinjuku Station. Shinjuku Station is the world's busiest railway station with more than 2 million passengers every day.
Finally, we have Harajuku. Harajuku is a district in Shibuya, Tokyo, that is best known for its bright colors, trendy stores, and fashion. The Harajuku style is a mix of many popular Japanese substyles, including Sweet Lolita, Gothic Lolita, Visual Kei, cosplay, and more. In addition, traditional Japanese garments such as kimonos and wooden sandals are elements of Harajuku fashion. This style was popularized in the 1980s and is a very free style with no guidelines, which makes it a great form of self-expression for many people.
The next section is mannerisms.
There are many mannerisms that are specific to Japanese culture. The first one is slurping noodles. While some may think that this is not formal or bad, it actually shows appreciation and you can eat the noodles while they're hot. We also bow instead of shaking hands, and no tipping, as it seems disrespectful because tipping implies that they are paid more, that the service is better. There's no pointing, instead there's waving. You also hold rice bowls when eating.
The last section is food. The first meal we have is udon, or niko udon. The ingredients are beef, onion, soy sauce, sweet sake, or mirin, egg, seafood soup stock, dashi, water, and scallions. Udon are thick Japanese noodles made of wheat flour and are known for being white and chewy. Udon actually originates from China. Legend says that a monk from Kagawa traveled to China for research and brought udon to Japan. The original udon might have been closer to dumplings than noodle.
Next we have sukiyaki. Sukiyaki is a dish where everything is slowly cooked in a large pot. The dish includes thin slices of beef, an array of vegetables such as cabbage, scallion, shiitake mushrooms, enoki mushrooms, tofu, and a soup base of soy sauce, sugar, and mirin. The word suki means spade, and the word yaki means to grill. During the Edo period, between 1602 and 1868, farmers would use a spade to cook food. During the Meiji era, between 1868 and 1912, sukiyaki became a traditional dish.
Takoyaki is a popular street food dish, most popular in Osaka, a prefecture in Japan. Also known as octopus balls, the dish has a crunchy exterior and a soft, pillowy inside that has a chewy octopus in its center. This dish is made in a molded pan specifically created for the single use of making takoyaki. It is made using wheat flour-based dough, diced octopus, tempura scraps, green onion, and minced ginger. It is decorated on top with mayonnaise, a special savory takoyaki sauce, bonito flakes, and dry seaweed.
Hopefully you have learned about Japan and our heritage.
We also hope that this inspires you to look further into Japanese culture.
Thanks for listening.
I really hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. So to end off today's assembly, we have the Filipino culture segment where they'll be interviewing multiple different people, and then we will hear an amazing singing performance by the one and only Jeffrey Tagawa. So we're going to be teaching you all about the unique and interesting aspects of Filipino culture, and we hope you can learn and enjoy from it.
What part of the Philippines is your family from?
So my mom is from Cavite, while my dad is from Manila. I was born in Benguet Mountain Province and then was raised in Las Piñas City, Manila.
Have you ever visited the Philippines?
Yes, I have been to the Philippines. It was really hot and humid, but you know what they say, it's always more fun in the Philippines. One of the places I've been to recently was Bohol, and there they have chocolate hills, which are perfectly shaped hills that turn brown in the dry season.
The Philippines is a super fun and interesting place to visit, whether you're at the provinces or the tourist destinations. A popular island to visit is Palawan, which is actually known to be one of the places with the bluest, clearest waters. You can do so many activities there like snorkeling, island hopping, or even just relaxing on the beach.
Aside from the tourist spots, the province areas are enjoyable as well. Some common things you would see in these regions would be sari-sari stores, which are small stores that usually sell candy and other snacks. Children who grow up in the Philippines typically enjoy visiting them frequently. Another thing you would usually see are jeepneys, which are the most popular means of transportation in the Philippines. They're unique because of their ornate decorations.
What is your favorite Filipino dish or dessert?
My favorite Filipino dish is caldereta, which is beef stew with lots of vegetables like potatoes, carrots, and bell peppers. And my favorite dessert is taho, which is tofu with syrup and tapioca. The Philippines has so many different good foods, and some other ones include pancit, sisig, buko pandan, and halo-halo.
Can you speak Tagalog or any other dialect originating from the Philippines?
No, I cannot speak Tagalog or any other dialect originating from the Philippines, but I can understand most of Tagalog, and occasionally sometimes speak like short sentences and stuff.
There are over 175 dialects and languages spoken in the Philippines, but the 8 main ones include Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, Ilonggo, Bicolano, Waray, Pampango, and Pangasinan.
What is your favorite Filipino tradition that your family follows?
My favorite traditions would be during Christmas, we'd light paroles, which basically are stars with different colors attached.
Amongst the many traditions Filipinos have, one of them is gathering 12 or 13 round fruits during New Year's, as it is said to bring wealth and prosperity.
Hi, I'm Jedrick Digao, and for the Asian American Heritage Assembly, I'll be singing a Filipino song named Kahit Maputi na ang buhok ko, which means even if my hair turns white. I hope you enjoy. Kung tayo ay matanda na, sana'y di tayo magbago. Kailanman, nasaan may ito ang pangarap ko. Makuha mo pa kaya ako'y hagan at yakapin. Hanggang pagtanda natin, nagtatanong lang sa'yo, ako pa kaya'y ibigin mo? Kung maputi na ang buhok ko. Pagdating ng araw, ang iyong buhok ay puputi na rin. Sabay tayong mangangarap ng nakaraan sa atin. Ang nakalipas ay babalik natin. Ipapaalala
Incredible job, everyone.
Let's not go.